Yes, she is. We have Tajalla Qureshi with us, and let me just read her bio before she comes on stage. She has come from Gujarat. She studies, I think, at Chenab University. G. Tajalla Qureshi is the founder of the Poetry Sage. She has done her BS in English Language and Literature from University of Lahore. Her illustrious art has been published in renowned German magazine Raven Cage Azine and an Indian e-magazine Hope with Hope. She has served as co-author in various international and national anthologies. Please give a huge round of applause for Tajalla Qureshi. Please. If you wish to come to Tajalla's poetry, you may come to the page number 9 with me. And you all have on page number 9 Tajalla's poetry. Before we ask you to read your work, could you quickly, because we are getting short of time, tell us about your creative process? How do you compose a poem?
Firstly, I'm quite excited and I'm quite elated to be there. Firstly, I'm thankful to my respected teacher, Muhammad Adnan, who is sitting there. Basically, the process, how we compose a poem and how we write it, it's like it's being an author or writer who writes something. But the question is like how to compose your ideas, your perceptions, and the way you think around you in a form of words. And that words can be created a thoughtful idea, because it is something like when you write a poem, poetry is an art. Being a writer, being a poet, being writing poetry is something that creating a divine entrance to world of embers. So, how I write poetry, how I write a poem, how I compose a poem is like when I have that particular thoughts about something, some topic that could be, in our surroundings, that could be the stories that we have seen around us. So, as like in my poetry, I have predicts two things, like two phases of life, the light and the dark. So there are some poems which talks about the darker part of life, and that poem can convey you a way to move to the light, how to embrace yourself towards the lighter portion of your life. Being in the dark phase is not like it's an end of something. It's a start. It's a beginning of a new world where you have to enter. So I would love to recite the poem now.
Yeah, thank you. Your poem is Replace and Replace the Music and Weights and Damages.
Yeah. There are two poems. The first one is Rephrase and Replay the Music. So before starting the poem, before reciting my poem, I would love to say something about the title I have chosen. It symbolizes, the music symbolizes the divine phase of life. The music means the light, how we enter the light in our life. So let me start. In a dark room with no spark, the musical grip of heavy load rephrase the dreams she had lost. Open the invisible piano again beats the march. Attachments trap the untainted torch. pity, pure in the middle, where there is no light and delight. Black, gloomy, bitterly beats, but she realizes the greedy tricks, the crunchy bites, the fire of the light, the fire of the eyes. To sleep a soul with a pipe, but there the shadow speaks a bit louder. The friend is none. The friend is none other than the inner fireflies and butter that bitter bites. Touch her lips, touch her red lips and kisses her plain forehead. There's still nothing lost. Ask her to play the music of lush sparks. Deep in the middle, the recap restarts, and the stiff clinch of the skylark. Lost lyrics ripple in the stream of thoughts, and the voice rings like a melodious mark, and unheard tales develop in the dark. We want to be discharged where the moon hidden and lies the intangible utterance, and the water with horrible grips, and let the untold poem die. Chill shore laid walks and chokes the deep delights, moreover, the music of yellow light. Hold her whitish hands and console her in nothing, but you are the skylark. And wrap her in the blanket of light. So this is the first point. And the second point is wages and damages. So basically that reflects the waves like oceans in our life. It could be the ideas, it could be the thoughts fixed in the mind. And I am saying that it's like waves. The waves of scars. So I would like to recite the morning maps and the blinking traps. Every bit has been called like a night mere traps, and traps the crunches, the vulnerable virgin, and endless pleasures. Indoors, the vapid with the rapid, the four themes to inscribe awe, the removal of words, and the raw rooms with nightfall. Darkness recalled, sweetness and cruel, reaching more wide to romanticize the needles and injected every side. But damages develops. And the bitterness spells when the magic passes from tide to engrave, spelling the butterfly compressive with the dead devices, one after other in heavy crisis. The sizzling breath wants her death. Expand like this. No. Line. Oh, less lichens tied to the sun inside, with ignition or with a fire. So that's it on my side.
Thank you. And any questions, please? Any questions, please? Hello.
I just want to ask a question that have you ever experienced a disconnect between your emotions or the words you want to use to express them, and how do you navigate them? I realize and feel that, and like my other fellows as well, that when I want to write something, but when I hold my pen, I'm just lost of words and just feel disconnected from all the thoughts I have been. So,
Very good question.
It's a great question. And yeah, sometimes it happens like when you think something and you are unable to express them in words. There are phases in your life that can be that heavy. You are unable to write that words in your words in the form of a poetry or in the form of a writing, anything. So what happened and what you have to do in that phase? Like it's okay, it's normal. It happens to all writers, like sitting here. Like we have to think something, but unable to write those things. And the purpose is, I think, the reason is like we are unable to tackle that things because we don't want to write them. Why? Because they are such, and they are kind of pain you feel right when you are thinking, or maybe there is something when you write something and you feel like, because there are a lot of stories around us. And those stories whom we write, those poems whom we write, I think they are that ideas that should be, prioritized in our thoughts. We prefer them to write. So it's okay if we don't write anything. It happens to every writer. They create a capping sometimes, and they are unable to enter the words into a form of creative piece of writing. So,
Yeah. Any other question? Hello. Background. Well, I have a question. I have a feeling when I was reading your poetry, maybe I could be wrong, but I sensed that it is the Sylvia Plath which seems to have inspired you.
Vulnerable and friends, yeah.
Yes, I just felt that layer of vulnerability in the poetry. So I was just
Three poems.
I'm a bit reminded of Plath. What would you say to that?
yes, exactly. I have like a little touch of that particular poems about the Sylvia Plath. Like in some of my poems, I prefer like a vulnerable person, like being a girl. Like in poetry, I have written that particular idea because I thought like writers somehow, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but like in some situations, like particularly in Pakistan, we are in that particular stage where we feel like, we're vulnerable because people didn't understand the things. So how could? So it's like being a girl particularly, like when we are writing and people are not praising in that way. And we are like, we have to convey something to the readers. We have to share them. Like, no, we have to see like the brighter side of a person. We haven't seen the darker side, the background of the person. So it's like we have to write those things also, like that we couldn't be described or can't be expressed. So I would love to add those ideas that a person couldn't express to anybody. Like what's there in us, what's the vulnerable portion of us, like, and how can I like turn it into a divine interest in my life. So some of my poetries are reflecting the female. So it talks about that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tajalla. We were honored to listen to you. Please give a huge round of applause. Yeah.
Actually, I'm a co-founder of Poetry Magazine, and that magazine is the Wordsmith. We have launched the first edition. So I'm here, I'm gifting to all the writers who are writing and who are sitting there. We have gifted you the opportunity that you can take a part in the second edition that will be launched in May. So we'd love to share we would love to share the links where you can enter. And one last thing that I have to say, like all my verses that I have written till now is dedicated to my teacher, Sir Adnan, and to his teacher, respected Usman Ali. And to his teacher, Sonu Sirajuddin, Sharisa Sonu Sirajuddin. And also, lastly, to her teacher that was born, the live legend.
Edward Bond has died on 3rd March, this Sunday. Yes, he died. So we are mourning actually his death. In the whole world, people are mourning his death. So in Pakistan, Mandi Bahauddin is mourning Edward Bond's death. Thank you. Thank you.